G'day. So I'm feeling a bit lazy this afternoon after work. It's been a pretty hot day. The breeze is blowing just nicely, so I'm just outside here kicking out of my hammock, and I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about tackle today for something different. Salty, do you mind not licking my face, please? Okay, step away. Okay, so what I'm going to show you here is basically this combination I got here. This is a Daiwa Generation Black 4000. I really like this reel. I've had it for probably close on to 2 years now. Absolutely faultless. The only thing, the last time I went out kingfishing with Lee is I was running 20-pound line on this, and it was found a bit wanting. It's a bit of a balance for what we do. A lot of what we do is fishing for snapper, and it's the light line that gets us the bites in the first place. So we've downsized to 20, 15 pound over the years for fishing for snapper, basically because I only fish 30 pound leaders, 20 pound leaders, sometimes down to 15, 10 depending on conditions, how clear the water is. So we never really needed anything heavier than 20 pound main line. So since we've been doing a bit more of the kingfish thing, I upgraded to the Daiwa Saltus, the 5000, with a bit of a bigger casting rod, as I probably showed you guys once before in another video. That's been perfect for me, but Lee's been persevering with a 20 pound outfit, and he got smoked twice into the bottom the other day with the Gen Black. And we're fishing this on an old Vertius. It's an Abu Vertius that I've had for quite an amount of years now. It used to be 7 foot, now it's about 6'2" because it lost a bit in the car door once before, but it hasn't really affected its performance. If anything, it's made it a little bit gruntier and maybe just lost a little bit of casting distance, but it's not a big deal from the boat. So what I have done is, the line on this reel is getting a little bit ratty anyway. It was all getting a little bit ratty, so I've pulled it off and I've actually filled this reel back up with 30 pound line. So that's 30 pound fins braid. I've actually had some fins laying in, I had a spool of 30 pound fins laying around in my shed, so I thought, well, I'll spool it up with some 30 pound fins for now. While I was spooling it up, I gave the reel a bit of a service. This is a mag sealed reel anyway, so there was no need to pull the inside out. It was all running still pretty smoothly, so basically once I get the spool off and there's no line on there, I give it all a good spray with some CRC, work the bail arm over and over, undo the bail roller. These don't actually have bearings in them, they run on bushes. So I pulled that all out, cleaned all the salt out of there, run a real small film of grease on the 2 bushes. They're like nylon bushes in there. Put the bail roller back together, and then I spooled it up with 30 pound. As I had it all apart, I had a look inside at the drag washers. I thought I'll just clean up the drag washers, and I'll show you now. I'll run a bit of footage. As you can see, the old felt washers were looking very ordinary. They've been stretched, they were all soaked with grease and water from hosing it down and whatever else. They just weren't in a very good condition. That just gives you unreliable drag pressures. It can lock up harder than it's supposed to, it can not lock up. It just makes your drag unreliable because those washers sort of expand with a bit of moisture in them. Then as you get a good run and they start to warm up again, they start to shrink down, and it's just unreliable drag. So what I had was this old Daiwa Freems that I had years ago. I retired it probably, I've had this reel for 8 years before it took a good swim, and when I pulled it apart to try and redo it, I actually broke a piece inside of it. So that was it, I had to retire it. After 8 years, it probably deserved its retirement anyway. I was getting a little bit chunky after 8 years. So what I did is I pulled out, and I'll show you now, in this spool here, I'd years ago replaced them with Carbon Tech washers. So I pulled, this spool is actually the same size as the Gen Black spool. So I pulled the Carbon Tech washers out, which I'll show you on the video now. I've replaced those carbon washers into the Gen Black now, which should give me much more reliable drag pressure, probably way more drag pressure as well. And what's more, it might be a small thing that just attracts fishermen, but if you've ever heard carbon washers, they just sound cool. When the drag's squealing, those carbon washers just have a much better sound than what the felt ones do. Obviously you got your little ratchet on the reel, but the carbon washers make a little sound of their own as well when the drag's howling out. So that was awesome. So now this is all spooled up, 30 pound, ready to go. This rod's only rated to 20. This Vertius is only rated to 20. I feel like it's good for 30. We mostly use it for casting, sort of casting anyway. It's probably good for 30, but I'm gonna try, next time I go out, I'm gonna, whoop, snap, just break some graphite rods while I'm here. Next time I go out, I'm gonna actually take this one with me as well. This is a Shimano T-curve. Oh, this one's line weight 20 to 30 pound anyway. So this is more of a jigging style rod. It's got a bit of a longer butt. It's not really a casting rod, but it's rated to 30 pounds. So I'll sort of try both of them. We'll load it up with some decent fish and I'll make my mind up whether I'm going to fish it on the T-curve or whether I'll just stay with the Vertius. I feel like the Vertius is probably good for 30 pound. And like I say before, when we come down to fishing for snapper, all I'll do is downsize my leaders. I'll still, 30 pound is okay. You can always downsize the 30 pound leader or 20 pound leader at the end and just fish a bit lighter drags for snapper and so forth like that. So that's what I'm going to do with that one anyway. As it stands, I'm pretty well off. It's right in my head now. I'm pretty well off for 20 pound outfits anyway. I also have the have my Certate here that I fish on another one. This is loaded with 20 pound, and I've also got another Certate in the house that I've got loaded with 20 pound as well. So I'm not running short on 20 pound outfits. While I'm talking about 20 pound, this Certate, awesome reel. Like, it's only probably a year old. My wife bought it for my birthday last year. Not even a year old. Awesome reel. This is loaded up. I'll show you it now. Where is it? There it is. The new Black Magic Inferno braid. Black Magic Inferno. I'm really rating it, to be honest. I'm pretty fussy when it comes to braids. There's a lot of braids on the market. I'm not going to talk about brands. Everyone's got their own favorite brands, their own favorite types of braid. There's a million different types on the market. I prefer something a little bit thicker. I like the abrasion resistance. I like my braids to be a bit more ropey than some real thin spider wire sort of stuff that you can get on the market. Yeah, that stuff casts so much better, I agree. If you're right into your casting and stuff, get the thin stuff. If you're like me and we fish at anchor a lot where casting is not really important, to me abrasion resistance is more important, and I go for the thicker style, ropier sort of braids. Like I said, that's fins that I got on there. I don't know if they make fins anymore, to be honest. That's some old stuff I had laying around, been sitting in my shed for years. So but that was kind of a thicker, ropier style braid. Anyway, this Black Magic Inferno braid is kind of a in between. It's not super thick and ropey, but it's not super thin and spider wiry either. I've been using it now for probably close on to 6 months, and I really like it. It's a good braid, and I'll probably order some more. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to have to save up some pocket money, but I'm going to start having a bit of a look around for a 50 pound outfit as well, something probably castable and 50 pound. I've got a Diver BG, a big reel now, but it's a little bit too big and it's a bit awkward for casting and so forth. Great for bottom fishing. So I'll probably be looking something around the 5,000 size. I like the new Saltus MQs, they look really cool. So I'll probably check one of those out. Don't forget, Saltfix merch, saltfixfishing.com. You can get them on the website. 25 bucks, we're out for sale at the moment. That's probably where I'm going to draw a line on this video today, make it a quick one. If you like our videos, stay tuned. I'm back out fishing with Lee on Friday. It's my day off. Hopefully we'll be back into the fish then. Thanks for watching. Yo!